Hi, this is Susan Wonderland, your Transitional Synod Executive. This is the first Commissioner training video, and we're going to take a brief look at the history of the Synod of the Trinity. We'll go way back to the beginning and then come closer to the 2015 meeting that you'll be attending so that you can get a chance to see where we're heading. Presbyterians were present in significant numbers in the American colonies in the 17th century. They were served by pastors from Scotland and Ireland. The Presbytery of Philadelphia was established in 1706 as the first governing body, and it was made up of 7 congregations from as far away as New York and Delaware. As growth continued, they saw the need for shifting the structure, and in October 1716, the Presbytery of Philadelphia was divided into 4 presbyteries that would make up the Synod of Philadelphia. Those 4 presbyteries are Long Island to the north, Carlisle to the west, Snow Hill to the south, going as far south as Salisbury Mills, Maryland. That presbytery never met. And finally, the Presbytery of Philadelphia. The new Synod's first meeting was in October of 1717. So any way you look at it, the Synod of the Trinity is on the edge of our 300th anniversary. Time passed. Boundaries changed. The current boundaries were established after the reunion of the Northern and Southern Presbyterians in 1983. Today, the Synod covers all of Pennsylvania, all of West Virginia except for the Eastern Panhandle, and the counties of Eastern Ohio, which are generally known as the Upper Ohio Valley. Within that larger region are 16 presbyteries, approximately 1,100 congregations, and 191,000 parishioners. The Synod of the Trinity has a rich programmatic history of ministry with presbyteries and congregations. It's a ministry that is lived out through mission, new church development, Christian education, and stewardship, just to name a few. As we have moved beyond the year 2000, however, a rapidly shifting culture has impacted much of life, including the work of the Synod. Instead of the ongoing programs of the past, our work has evolved into more time spent for consultation, developing partnerships, networking, supporting presbyteries, identifying new and emerging ministries, and encouraging missional ministry in congregations and presbyteries. To be faithful in this changing time, we realized that we needed to determine how to work with commissioners and the presbyteries they represented more effectively. In January of 2013, the leadership team gathered to discuss questions like these. What is going on in and around the Synod that we need to notice right now? How might we develop leadership that better serves our region of the church? How might we live out a growing partnership among the 16 presbyteries and across the Synod? During the spring of 2013, groups were convened across the region for people to talk about their presbyteries and the work of the Synod. From these discussions, 4 values were compiled and confirmed by the spring 2013 Synod Assembly. Those values undergird everything that we do as a Synod. They are connecting and partnering, learning together, living the good news where God has placed us, and engaging a larger picture. Encouraged by the enthusiasm expressed at the June 2013 Synod Assembly, the expanded leadership team gathered in August to look ahead yet again. How can we keep moving, they wondered. Synod of Mid-America Executive Landon Whitsitt introduced us to a style of governance called policy governance, which seemed to be a good option for us. Policy governance clarifies the roles of staff, commissioners, and other leaders, and makes clear what we do and for whom. Policy governance is based on good stewardship of people, time, and resources. And it was clear to us that with policy governance, we would be able to respond quickly within broad parameters of purpose to our constituent presbyteries. Moving in a direction like this, we thought, would confirm a way of functioning that seemed compatible with the direction in which God was calling us. Consultant Phil Berge was brought on board in October of 2013 to work with staff, leadership, and the commissioners as we learned about policy governance and began the necessary work to adapt it to our setting. It has not been easy to shift gears, but the more we learn, the more clearly it feels like policy governance is a part of what will allow the Synod of the Trinity to live out a meaningful and faithful partnership for effective ministry with our presbyteries. Where are we now? In June of 2014, a writing team began to put together a governance manual that will work alongside of the Book of Order to guide us. Commissioners have read and critiqued that manual for potential adoption at the March 2015 meeting. Committees have discussed and started living into their new roles as advisory teams for the executive and staff. Work towards selecting our first governing commission has started, and there will be action items regarding this coming to the March 2015 Assembly. It's now your turn to step into this ministry, and for that we say thank you.